Anthem is one of the highly anticipated games of early 2019, and while there is a little bit of controversy surrounding it based on what BioWare has put out recently, based on the fact that this is a little bit different than BioWare's more famous project, Anthem is still a game with a ton of potential, and it's a game that could provide a lot of longevity to gamers. And in this video, considering we're just a little bit over 2 months away from its release, I want to bring some light to you guys about the game, bring some information to you guys, and specifically we'll be looking at 15 huge things that you need to know about Anthem, BioWare's latest project. So without further ado, let's get right into it, and let's start off with number 1 and some background about Anthem and the development of the game. Now, BioWare, of course, is most famous for their single-player grandiose RPGs, the Mass Effect franchise, Dragon Age games, Star Wars: The Old Republic back in the day. Anthem is of course a little bit different with a multiplayer focus, and development on the game actually began in 2012 after the release of Mass Effect 3. So that's well over 6 years ago at this point, and originally Anthem was reported under the codename Dylan, with BioWare stating that they were aiming to create the Bob Dylan of video games, one that would be referenced for years to come. I think that once again ties back to the fact that Anthem is a game with a ton of longevity. At least it's being built around with that fact in mind. A lot of the past BioWare games, these grandiose single-player RPGs, yes, they were fantastic games, and they would deliver greatly, but you would play through them and then it was on to the next game. With Anthem, it looks like BioWare wants to keep this an ever-evolving and ever-updated experience. Let's see if they can deliver. Number 2, now even with a different kind of focus that Anthem has going on for it, it's still gonna be a story-driven game, and I want to give you guys the premise of the story. According to myth, the gods vanished and left the world in chaos. Now, the Anthem is all that remains. In this futuristic dystopian world, humanity has been isolated behind the protective walls of Fort Tarsis. Shielded from many dangers of the lands beyond, players act as Freelancers, a group of courageous individuals dedicated to protecting the people of Fort Tarsis from threats outside the wall. The Freelancers are in conflict with the Dominion, who are trying to use a powerful force called the Anthem of Creation as a weapon. In-game lore items can be found throughout the world, and the game will also utilize a codex system for collected lore. Expect this game, while having an online focus, to have a lot of depth to its story. Don't think that's gonna get lost in the shuffle when it comes to Anthem. Number 3, now Anthem primarily will have you play into squads of up to 4 players, and you can embark on expeditions outside the walls of Fort Tarsis together. Of course, you'll be powered with Javelin exosuits, and Freelancers can explore uncharted areas from the air, on ground, and underwater, with each suit fulfilling a unique playstyle and combat role. While exploring the world, you may also witness world-changing events such as Shaper Storms, or encounter dangers such as savage beasts and ruthless marauders. Number 4, I've mentioned Fort Tarsis a little while, so what is this? Well, it actually acts as the player's hub where Freelancers can interact with one another, upgrade your equipment, and acquire new quests. When in the fort, the player assumes a first-person's perspective until their deployment. Every player has their own unique home base, so expect Fort Tarsis to be your player hub and where you lay out the groundwork of what you're gonna do. Number 5, now while Anthem has a focus on its online play, playing in squads of 4, if you do want to go solo, the game can be played in both single-player and multiplayer modes, and all of Anthem is equipped with a matchmaking system. And while you can play the entirety of the game solo, there are some enemies that can only be taken down by a squad. Gameplay will be balanced slightly if you are playing by yourself, but the game's difficulty is scaled to the assumption of one playing as part of a squad of 4. It's clear to see while BioWare wanted to keep that option of playing the game solo open to gamers, but at the same time, it's easy to see that BioWare designed this game with the fact in mind that they want you to be playing the game in a squad of 4, and that's why they even added in that matchmaking system. Number 6, while Anthem is going to retain a lot of the things that BioWare has done in the past, it's actually going to be removing one focal point from previous BioWare titles, and that's the fact that romances will not be present in Anthem. However, it has been stated that a romance system could be added post-launch, so if that does disappoint you greatly, do know it could be remedied in the future. And conversations with NPCs in the game will be more limited when compared to past BioWare games, but relationships can still be shaped based on how the player interacts with them. Regardless of how a relationship with an NPC changes, content will not be locked off. Players will make choices in the campaign that will alter their relationship with allies and rival factions. Number 7, as very evident by the gameplay we've seen thus far, there are a wide array of different enemies, and the enemies all fall under one of 4 factions: Scars, Dominion, Outlaws, and Animals or Beasts. Number 8, in-game currency and crafting mechanics will be present, as well as loot. Some crafting materials can be bought from merchants. Loot will be divided into 5 or 6 levels based on rarity. The quality of item drops depends on pilot level. Even if a player is paired up with a higher level player, the loot that drops will still correspond to their level. Some loot is drop specific in regards to certain enemies. Loot is instant and spawned for everyone. For example, one player can't steal another's loot, so that is a nice addition. The tiers of loot are organized as follow. We've got common, uncommon, rare, epic, legendary, and masterwork. Number 9, with me talking about loot that might make you think about loot boxes, and considering this is an EA published game, you might be a little scared. However, rest assured that the game will not have any loot boxes, but cosmetic only microtransactions will be present. With the exception of the Legion of Dawn cosmetics, all cosmetics can be earned in-game without microtransactions. Inventory is limited in space, and there will be no item trading between players at launch. Hopefully that is something remedied, because for a game like this, I feel like item trading needs to be present. But again, something that won't be at launch, but maybe we can get it sometime down the line. Number 10, as also evident by the gameplay we've seen thus far, there will be a wide array of different environmental effects, and the game features a dynamic weather system, so some creatures will be more or less prevalent depending on the weather. The game will also feature a complete day and night cycle. Number 11, now while online is a big focus of Anthem, Anthem will actually be lacking a PvP component, but this was intentionally done by BioWare. This allowed BioWare to be more broad with gear and armor without having any restrictions to worry about balancing issues and things like that, so in one sense a little bit disappointing, but I can see where BioWare was coming from. Number 12, as I talked about at the top of this video, Anthem is a game that's being designed with longevity in mind, and the game will receive post-launch content, but it will not have a season pass. Post-launch content will include more story content and new game spaces. BioWare is open to adding holiday-themed content post-release as well. In September of 2018, it was confirmed that all post-launch story content would be released for absolutely free. The game will not receive any expansions, but rather a steady stream of new content. So that's probably going to make a lot of gamers happy with the fact that they're not going to constantly be nickel and dimed, while if you do want to invest money in the cosmetic microtransactions, that is one way BioWare will be able to monetize the game. But for the gameplay elements, that is going to be strictly tied to the game itself and the $59.99 that you draw from the get-go. Number 13, one thing that so many gamers want in all of their multiplayer games these days is the ability to play with players on other platforms. If you're on PlayStation 4, you want to play with your buddies on Xbox One, or you want to play with your buddies on PC. Cross-platform play has been one of the most desired features across all multiplayer games, and while Sony has become more open to that possibility, we've seen games like Fortnite have cross-platform play. Currently in Anthem, there is no plan for cross-platform play at launch. However, in a response to a tweet, Mark Dara did say not at launch specifically when a user asked him if cross-platform play would be in the game. So because he said not at launch, that would make you believe that at some point cross-platform play will be introduced into Anthem, or at the very least, BioWare is figuring out the nuances in how they can implement cross-platform play. A game like Anthem would be absolutely awesome to have cross-platform play with, and hopefully that's another barrier we can break down in gaming, because cross-platform play, while it would be awesome in Anthem, it would also be awesome in just about every other multiplayer game. If Anthem can get cross-platform play, that would be a great harbinger of things to come in future games as well. Number 14, while Anthem's release is still a little ways away, there are a couple ways you can play the game a bit early. First of all, there will be a closed alpha that'll be kicking off very soon. The Anthem closed alpha is available on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC, and it runs from December 8th to December 9th. There are multiple sessions across the 2 days, and you can play in one or in all of them, but you can only sign up to play on one device. So for the closed alpha, you do have to sign up. We'll leave a link in the description box down below where you can sign up to the closed alpha. Obviously, if you're watching this video a little bit later on, that time has probably already elapsed. However, if you do miss out on the closed alpha, there will be an early beta or demo, however you want to describe it, and that'll be kicking off on February 1st. You can get access to the beta by either pre-ordering the game or joining Origin Access on PC or EA Access on Xbox One. If you've already pre-ordered or joined, you're all set. Just set your calendars to February 1st, clear out your schedule, and prepare to discover the world of Anthem. However, one thing to note, if you are an Origin Access or EA Access subscriber and you want access into the demo, your membership has to be active on February 1st, 2019, so you can get access into the demo. Just because you're a subscriber now doesn't mean you'll have access on February 1st, so do keep that in mind. Otherwise, pre-ordering the game will assure you access into the demo, and for PlayStation users, pre-ordering the game is the only way to get into the beta. And lastly, aside from all the alphas, the betas, the demos, when are you actually going to get your hands on the full game? Well, Anthem is currently slated for a worldwide release for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC on February 22nd, 2019. So that's going to conclude this video. Anthem is a game that has a little bit of controversy surrounding it. I don't think every gamer is sold on it quite yet, but I do see a lot of potential in this game. I can concede to the fact it's a bit different than what BioWare has put out in the past. They definitely want a game with longevity attached to it, a game that they can work on for years to come. And while that may make make some gamers skeptical, at the same time, it does get me very excited about the possibilities Anthem can bring forth. That's my spiel in the game, and I'm definitely interested to hear what you guys think. Is Anthem a game you're excited for, or are you still waiting on getting access to the closed alpha, maybe checking it out then, or playing the beta ahead of its official February 22nd release and then making your decision there? We do know, as of recording this video, the Game Awards are being held tomorrow, and Anthem will have a brand new trailer, so hopefully more information will come with that. But of course, we will get the official release on February 22nd. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. As always, thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.